This is our time, and yeah, we gon' shine. You better put your blockers on before you get blind. Wildcats gon' win. Yeah, we all in.
Welcome back to another brand new edition of Sports Corner. I'm your host, Dominique Williams, and with me I have Felix Reyes Jr. and Timothy White Jr. On today's show, we'll be getting into the top 3 players in the NBA. Should Derrick Rose return this season? What are our reactions to UFC women's fight this past weekend? And the Cowboys franchising Des Bryant. But first, we head to Martin with this week's Street Corner.
All right, we're here on Coleman campus once again with Street Corner, asking the students who they think their top 3 players of the NBA are.
LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Kobe Bryant.
LeBron, because he's just too big and strong. Nobody can't guard him. Harden, you already know he too finesse with it. You can't stop him. And then Curry, that wet ball is just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Kobe, KD, and LeBron.
I gotta say Dwayne Wade simply because he's my favorite, so you can't go get your favorite. Chris Paul because he's a floor manager. Like, you gotta have a leader. And I gotta say Steph Curry's the third because you young, you balling. Like, you is the future of the NBA, so that's why.
I ain't gonna be Stephen Curry because he got the best jump shot. He the best point guard. Number 2 is James Harden because he the best shooting guard, and he carrying his team without Dwight Howard. And number 3 is gonna be Russell Westbrook because he's just a monster. You feel what I'm saying? And he doing it without Durant.
My top 3 players of the NBA are Randall, Pierce, and Ray Allen.
And mine are Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and D Rose. Steph Curry, Chris Bosh, and Paul George.
My top 3 players are Stephen Curry, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook.
Top 3 players, definitely King James, D Wade, and my dog D Rose. Stay strong.
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and James Harden.
LeBron James, Derrick Rose, and Kobe Bryant. LeBron James, Zach LaVine, and Dwayne Wade.
All right, as you can see, there's different players for each student on campus. Mine personally is James Harden because when he crossed up Ricky Rubio, it was just the greatest move I ever seen in my life. Second, Russell Westbrook because he's chasing after that MVP and he's just a beast on the court. And my favorite team, gotta go with Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry because he got the best shot in the NBA. So back to you guys at the studio.
Thank you, Martin, for this week's Street Corner. So we now know who the students picked. Now, who are your top 3?
Well, I think I'll go ahead and slide in this thing first.
Oh, gosh.
I'd have to go with, you already know what I'm going to say. Number 1, I hate to say it, but I've really been saying his name just about every episode. Russell Westbrook.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I don't hate to say it, but you get what I mean. Russell Westbrook. Basically, the reason why I picked Russell Westbrook number 1 is because he's averaging 26.5 points per game, 8 assists, almost 7 rebounds at 6.8 per game. He has a player efficiency rating of 29.41. He's the best player on his team this year. Yeah, you can't argue with that due to KD's injury and lack of attendance. Mm-hmm. So he and the month of February that he had, like Mr. February, man. This guy is ridiculous. Look, it's ridiculous.
I don't even want to hear this nonsense.
Look, I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. He's averaging 31. He averaged 31.2 points per game, 9.1 rebounds per game, and 10.3 assists during the month of February. Joined Oscar Robertson, the Big O, yes, Hall of Famer Oscar Robinson, as one of the only players in NBA history to put up 31, 9, and 10 line in a month. He's the first player in NBA history to score 3 straight triple-doubles in a row, game after game after game, triple-double after triple-double after triple-double, since LeBron James in 2009. And he also, like I said before, scored 41 points in the All-Star game, one shy of Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. I mean, we're putting Russell Westbrook's name next to some Hall of Famers.
Right.
Okay,
And this
yeah, I
is
believe
just
that.
this is just in the month of February, so that's the reason why I picked Russell Westbrook as number 1. Number 2, I'd have to go with James Big Game Harden.
Man.
You know, the new,
Big
actually, he's
Game
actually
Harden.
being known as the new King James.
Woo!
You know, they are calling him
well,
that now.
We're gonna get into that a little later, but
I
yes,
wonder how some people
definitely-
feel.
Definitely James Harden averaging 27 points per game, 6.9 assists per game, 5.8 rebounds per game with a player efficiency rating of 27.02. He's the league leader in points, so you got to definitely put that out there. He's carrying his team on his back, literally without Dwight Howard, because he's barely been there this season. And he's also, like, I'm not going to lie. At first, I was never really a Houston Rockets fan like that, even when Harden did first go there. But now he's by far one of the most exciting players to watch. Like my man Martin said, when he crossed up Ricky Rubio.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that was terrible.
Woo!
Boy,
Woo! That was ridiculous.
Ricky, boy, I need you to get it together.
Run, Ricky, run! But look, also another thing is he's also being considered as, you know, the new clutch guy in the NBA. As you know, for a long time it's been Kobe Bryant. Before that it was Michael Jordan, and then but now that people are looking at Harden, he did recently just beat LeBron James in
King James
in,
versus King
off
James.
off of a 3. So. Who's the real King James? That's a good question. Please stand up. Please stand up. But I can't throw too much shade. But he's also improved his defense over this season as well, which I've already spoke on too. His defense is definitely on a NBA level. It's on an NBA level. At first you could have
All-Pro.
Probably. He's on Hall of Fame now.
Hall of Fame. Oh, he's on Hall of Fame
He's
now?
on Hall of Fame now on the
Okay.
difficulty level.
Oh, okay.
But my third person would have to be, like I said, I can't throw too much shade on LeBron because to me, LeBron is still top 3 players and one of the top 3 players in the NBA. Reason being, he's averaging 26.2 points per game, 7.2 assists per game, 5.7 rebounds, player efficiency rating of 25.91, leading his team through the East as a legit contender at an NBA championship, because at first the Cavaliers did start off a little rocky. They were, can they really play together? LeBron is really starting to, gel them together. They're starting to get a little chemistry.
Yeah,
LeBron and Kyrie aren't having ego issues as to who's going to really control the ball. Kyrie knows this is LeBron's team now. So, I'm sure he got the memo. And also, he has been one of the most consistent players for some years now. Like I know people say that, LeBron James, he missed the 2 free throws recently to lose to the Rockets, but people have to remember, LeBron James has been very consistent over his career. Right. And that's rare from most people in the NBA, from most players in the NBA.
Somebody that came straight out of high school.
Especially somebody that came straight out of high school. So that's one thing you also have to acknowledge. And also, he recently recorded his 41st 45-5 game, which is second most in NBA history behind MJ himself. Right, so that's definitely, putting him a little bit on a pedestal.
Go ahead. Let's get this in.
My first player on my list will have to be Stephen Curry, my MVP candidate.
Team light skin.
He's definitely a leader on the court. He's averaging almost 24 points a game, 7 assists per game, 2 steals per game. And it's not always about stats to me. If you take him off of the Golden State Warriors, they're probably not first in the West. He's the best player on the best team with the best record as of right now. He's poised, and he led his team back from 26 just the other night on the road in Boston. And regardless of how well Boston has not been playing so well this season, TD Garden is still a tough place to play. I don't care who goes in there. My second player would have to be Russell Westbrook. He's second in the league in scoring right now with 26.5 points per game. He's averaging 8 assists per game. And he has the most triple-doubles this season and 3 in a row right before his injury when he had the facial fracture.
Yep. The stuff that I've already elaborated on.
Right. Now, the reason why I wouldn't put him number 1 as of right now is because he's missed 15 games this season so far. And that's the reason why he's number 1, not number 1 to me. But it's also impressive how he's doing all of this while Durant is out. So Durant's missed a lot of games and he's out.
Obviously.
Now, my last player is LeBron James. LeBron James. 26 points per game, 7 assists. But What I thought was interesting is when he doesn't play, the team doesn't win. They played 11 games without him, and the team is 2-9 in those games.
Another thing I want to add to that, it was a certain game that he did play. Kyrie Irving can drop 55 points, and they can still take a loss.
Right.
So that's basically
just like Russell Westbrook could drop 40 and they could still lose 2.
But they did go 9-3 in the month of February, though, so
That's
without
fine.
Kevin Durant. So
That's
saying.
fine.
That's all I'm saying.
LeBron's still one of the best players in the league, and I feel like sometimes it's unfair because he's not always judged against his peers. He's judged against the Hall of Famers and the great players that have come before him.
Most definitely. And it's another thing I also want to say about LeBron James. He also passed Scottie Pippen for most career assists as a forward. So everybody knows LeBron James. Everybody wants to play with LeBron James. Richard Hamilton, who recently just announced his retirement, he said if he didn't retire, he would want to play with LeBron James. Like, if LeBron James called him right now and said, hey, man, you know, we need another shooter, a role player, come off the bench. He said, you know what, I'd come out of retirement right now, throw the mask right back on and get suited up.
He's that big of a
Another thing is LeBron just passed Ray Allen last night for 21st on the all-time scoring list. So he's moving his way up that list. He passed AI just a couple days ago
My
as well.
idol, by the way, Allen Iverson, salute you. So, yeah.
Did you have the top 3 real quick that you wanted to run down?
I mean, I ain't going to go into discussion like how y'all
problem.
did, but I mean, I did pick my top 3, of course. Number 3 will have to be Kevin Durant. Don't say it. I know he's hurt, but at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, Westbrook's hurt now, too, with a dent in his face.
True.
So,
but like I would say, Kevin Durant's still the real MVP. Continue. Now, my number 2 pick was Kyrie Irving. That boy got them handles, though. And number 1, of course, Damian Lillard. I mean, trying my dog, not picking him to be in the All-Star, but still ended up to be an All-Star. How would you not pick him as being the top 3 player in the NBA?
Okay.
Well, I mean,
that's respectable.
It's respectable. It's respectable to a certain extent. But like I said, when you got guys like Harden out there doing what they're doing, leading the league in points, you got guys like Westbrook out there doing what they're doing. And I did debate about putting Steph Curry in the top 3 over LeBron, but I just couldn't do it just because, like, at the end of the day, everybody knows LeBron's not the clutchest player, but he's still arguably the best player in the world. Now, remember, a year ago, we were calling LeBron James the best player in the world.
Y'all was calling him the best player in the world.
Well, he was arguably the best player in the world, and he still is today. So that's something you just can't.
I think there's more competition now.
Yeah, of course there's more competition now.
And pretty much leading other teams, they're not so much together like how it was before.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, you got other players stepping up to the plate, you know, trying to be great. But the thing is, you just can't throw all the stuff that LeBron has done to like over your shoulder, like don't even look back and realize how, you know, that once upon a time, you know, not even once upon a time, still to this day, like I said, arguably he's one of the greatest players the NBA has seen in a while. So that's why I had to just
we'll leave it at that.
Throw that out there.
Well, Derrick Rose is injured again. We head to AJ for this week's Second Street Corner.
What's up, y'all? This is AJ McCray here on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University with Street Corner, and we're here today to find out if the students think that Derrick Rose should go ahead and sit out the rest of the season or come back early for playoffs due to his injury.
I believe he should come back because he's a great player. I feel like God anointed him, and he's just awesome to me. So he should come back because the Bulls can win a championship with him.
Well, I believe he should probably sit out. I mean, he has an injury. You don't want to aggravate it. You don't want to make it worse because then you're going to be even worse off for the rest of the season and maybe even for the next season. So you don't even know. So I think he probably should sit out. If he gets clearance from his coach or whatever, he's good enough, then maybe he could be able to play, but I don't think he should play.
I feel as though since it's an ongoing occurring issue as far as his injury, he should sit out. And then, you know, if the Bulls, if they make the playoff push, I feel like they should, you know, go ahead and bring him back for the playoffs. But as of now, regular season, they need to sit him out for the rest of his, you know what I'm saying, like so he could prosper for the rest of his career.
I think he should always make a comeback for the playoffs because that's your dream, not to just get to the NBA and he has a few roadblocks and you know, but you know, just I think he should come back really because you know it doesn't make any sense for you not to come back because you know you made it to the NBA. A lot of kids don't make it to the NBA. It's just a dream come true, even though he's hurt. It's a tragedy, but I think he should.
I think he should make a comeback for the playoffs, man. I like the way he plays, like, and how fast he is and everything. I mean, I think he enlightens the NBA.
I think, being smart, I think he should sit out, being that he already had previous injuries, and just the simple fact that his history, you know, he's kind of worn down a little bit. And also, if they want to make a playoff run, he should sit down.
I think he should sit out for the rest of the season because you don't know how bad he can, like, tear it some more. Like, you don't want him to injure it more than what he already is, so he should sit out.
Well, I think Derrick Rose should just sit out for the rest of the season because he's injury prone, so I think he's just give it up for the season and just over the summer just work out and get better as a basketball player, you know?
I believe that he should sit out for the season because even though his injuries are just minor, he still needs to be careful with his body because he's an athlete.
I mean, I think Derrick Rose, you know, it's Derrick Rose. He need to make a comeback. He need to come back for the season. You know what I'm saying? Get right. That's Derrick Rose.
I think he should sit out because he already been injured so many times. So, I mean, what else do he need to do before his legs will be gone?
I mean, common sense says he should sit out, but of course, you know, he's the best player on their team, so of course they want him back, you know, and he wants to come back to help his team. But yeah, I think he should just sit out, and not just for the rest of the season. I think he should sit out a little bit into next season because I think they should take extra time and see what's going on with him because there's obviously something that's, you know, being left unchecked. That's the reason he's having injury after injury after injury. There's no reason for that. So, yeah, I definitely think he should sit out and take extra time to heal up. You know, and actually him sitting out is good for the team because it's giving other players a chance to develop because they don't have Derrick to rely on to make plays. So now other people have to step up. You know, that's why Jimmy Butler's developing and Joakim Noah is continuing to be an outstanding defender. So I think the Bulls will be good, but Derrick Rose should definitely take his time with coming back.
All right, should Derrick Rose return this season? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts, definitely, I think yes. His team really needs him. Also, with Butler recently getting hurt, I think this team is a little bit snake bitten with injuries because Butler's missed some time, Rose is out now. Joakim Noah has also missed time, so those are like their three nucleus players on that team. He's also sat out for long periods of time, and it hasn't always worked out. I can't really remember the last time he played a full season. I know it's been a while. And I'm sure he just wants to get back out there and help his team win. He really helps that team become a better offensive team when he's out there on the floor. But I feel like he might have to change his game up when he does come back. He can't be as reckless or giving up his body and throw his body around like he's used to doing.
So,
well, man, the way how I'm looking at it is, they say, should Derrick Rose return this season? Yeah, why not? Like, as a fan, I'm tired of seeing Derrick Rose get hurt and take extended leaves on the bench. Like, he stays on the bench. More knowing he could play right now. He did that 2 years in a row.
Right.
And you see he's still getting injured. So obviously, I don't know what it is with the training staff up there in Chicago, but it's obviously not, they're not getting the job done. So I feel like Derrick Rose should definitely come back. And Derrick Rose needs to become less fearless. He needs to become a team leader. Be like Kobe. Yes, like honestly, Kobe Bryant has came back when he knew for a fact, okay, I can put a ball in the hoop without feeling major pain.
Right.
So I'm coming back right now. I'm gonna help lead my team to the promised land. That's Kobe Bryant's mentality. Derrick Rose needs to develop that same mentality. If he doesn't, it's gonna be sad to watch him just, you know, basically drag along the rest of his career if he's even gonna be playing. And my point, honestly, it's getting to the point where I'm just like this. As a fan, as a Derrick Rose fan, look, if you're not gonna come back and try to help your team win an NBA championship, get a playoff run going, I mean, not going, but help your team through the playoffs to get to the championship, then, bro, you might as well just hang up that jersey, man. For real.
Don't do Rose like that.
For real. I'm being honest because it's painful as a fan for me to watch that. I want to see Derrick Rose in action. I want to see Derrick Rose lead his team. I want to see Rose get the Bulls to the championship and be the first guy since Michael Jordan and be one of the two guys to have the Bulls get an NBA championship.
He could be one of the men. In
One of
Chicago.
the guys, because as you know, everybody says Michael Jordan led the Bulls to the championship. He's the only guy to do it. Not taking anything away from Scottie Pippen, because he couldn't do it without Scottie. But Rose, man, come on now. You got guys like Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol one game dropped 47 this season. He's not doing that consistently. Pau Gasol can't lead this team. Jimmy Butler just recently got injured.
Right.
Noah got injured. Come on, man.
You have to feel like they have the pieces all together.
And they just can't keep them. They just can't keep them there.
Right.
And that's kind of the same thing. Not to go off topic, but that's kind of the same thing Oklahoma City is dealing with right now.
Right. True. They picked up all these pieces, and it's supposed to be there for them, for the taking, for them to make a run at it.
Exactly, and you can't even do anything with it because they're not on the court.
You can't play if you're hurt.
Exactly. And another thing. I feel like this was another self-inflicted injury. You can't blame the coach. The coach already minimized your minutes to as low as he can go to where you can still be effective, and you injuring yourself. So if you miss the rest of the season in the playoffs on an injury that you inflicted on yourself again, that makes you look bad.
Right.
Come on, Rose.
Yeah, I just feel like he sat out for long periods of time.
Longer than need be.
Longer than he probably had to, and he's still come back and he's been injured, and he's gotten injured. And I just feel like maybe you should try a different approach. Maybe you should just try to come back as soon as possible. Try to help this team in any way that you can to make a deep playoff run, because I feel like the East is wide open.
It's anybody's game.
Right, exactly.
It really is.
The team's going to make the playoffs, so it's on you. It's on you, Derek.
And
be a leader.
Yeah, being the fact that the East don't even have that much competition as the West does.
Right.
Exactly. That's a great point, Dominique. That's a great point.
I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, who really is like the big dogs of the East? I mean, the Wizards are just coming up.
The Wizards are on the come up. The Raptors.
The Pacers dropped down ever since they lost Paul George.
Paul George injured himself.
Miami hasn't been playing, up to par ever since, LeBron leaving.
They're still in the playoff race, but barely.
Barely.
So.
I mean, and it'll really suck if the Bulls lose out because Derrick Rose injury.
Yeah, and just because he wants to be, the, I think I'm gonna sit out. I think I like my suit. I got
we get
a new
it.
Armani
You average
suit.
more claps on the sidelines more than the points you average in the game.
And that's not cool.
Come on, get it together. We want to see you in your jersey, not your suits all the time.
Really though.
All right, over the past weekend, Ronda Rousey fought Kat Zingano in the UFC women's fight. Let's take a look at what went down.
Oh, we have that clip? Wow.
Here we go. You ready? You ready? Here we go! Tonight's fight clock. Wow, right down. Look at that. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Bud Light, Joe. Perfect fit for whatever happens. Ronda wants to make it happen quickly. There's the arm. It is over.
Whoa.
My.
That's crazy.
Did y'all see that?
That was my first time actually seeing it.
It really was?
Wow.
You didn't see this already?
No, like I saw I read articles about it, but I never got a chance to actually see
How
the
many
footage.
seconds did it take? Like what? 14?
14?
14
That
seconds.
is ridiculous.
That's how much time I run in the hurdles. Dang.
And I'm telling you, if Kat didn't tap out, her arm would have been broken.
But it really
She
sucked
would've
that
been
we
walking
couldn't
around
really
with a
see
limp arm.
more of a longer fight though. I would have loved to see that.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, I know. As a fan, you always want to see them
Like,
go at it for a long period of time.
We don't want to be like
And
Pacquiao and just get knocked out like that. Come on.
That's another conversation.
He
for
went
another
night
day.
on that.
Well,
Conversation for
Ronda
another
Rousey is
day.
definitely one of the best female fighters. She won by submission in 14 seconds, as we just saw.
She's 11-0.
Oh.
She hasn't been beaten yet. Isn't this isn't the fight before this? Didn't she beat her opponent in 16 seconds?
I believe so, yeah.
I believe
But
so.
it's funny that Kat Zingano was actually the one supposed to be the big dog coming into
Exactly.
this.
Exactly.
Would have proved me wrong.
But being that Ronda Rousey is undefeated, right? Am I right? She is
Yes, she is.
undefeated.
She is.
And
11-0.
Do you think it'll be a part 2?
I really see
I
it.
don't
I
really
see
think
it.
there's gonna be a part 2, but
What?
I mean,
that is
because that's kind of embarrassing, man.
But
I mean,
if for her to save her dignity, she better have a part 2. She need a rematch.
Yeah, but you know what would be, and most people are saying, oh my goodness, Ronda Rousey, she's knocking people out like very quickly. Like I said, this is the second time she's knocked somebody. Well, not somebody out, but
beat somebody.
She's beating people in less than 30 seconds. This is the second time she's done it in less than 30.
I think it'll be a rematch.
So,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. But I really believe that you know, this is good for her career. Some people are saying, you know, it's ill. Is it good or is it bad? I think it's good for her career. You know, she's known as the Mike Tyson of women UFC fighting. So, shoot, that's a great honor.
Because I think more women's sports need stars.
Yes,
and
they
Ronda
do.
Rousey is now a star in UFC, especially.
And like I said, I would have never known who Ronda Rousey was until this 14-second submission.
Knockout.
And I think it'll be a rematch in the future, only because I feel like the fans might have felt slighted. They paid all that money.
I feel bad.
Like, come on.
Was sold
Like,
out,
would you really throw a Hail Mary in the first play of the game?
You know what
Like,
Ronda Rousey really needs? She needs a decent rival, like somebody that can really stick with her.
Sort of like Floyd and
Floyd and Pacquiao, yeah.
Still got my
I got
Floyd.
one question. Dominique.
Yes.
How much would we have to pay for you to fight Ronda Rousey, for you to challenge Ronda Rousey to a match?
Are you serious?
1 round.
You want me to
One
get in
round,
that ring?
3 minutes.
Well, that woman.
1 round. No,
That
you know
woman.
what? We'll just give her 10 seconds.
Can you last?
1
Can
round.
we go a little
10
shorter than
seconds.
that? I'm going to say you're going to have to pay me about 50 mil.
50 mil.
50
wow.
mil.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
50 mil.
That's a lot. Yeah, because she knows she's going to come out the ring a
And
little
look,
disabled.
I got a track career to protect. You know, I need my body and my bones.
I got $1. I'll put $1 on it.
I got 50 cents right now on me.
Yeah, okay.
You know what?
Ronda, she coming for you.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get it. All right. Did the Cowboys make the right call by franchising Dez Bryant and trying to sign DeMarco Murray to a long contract deal? What do y'all think?
Personally, no. This is not. Did the Cowboys do the right thing? That's what most people are saying. Did the Cowboys really do the right thing?
I mean,
no. This is not a Spike Lee joint.
Oh my goodness.
This is not a Spike
Do the right
Lee
thing.
joint. No. Dez Bryant's immaturity is it can still get him into some trouble. I felt like the franchise tag should have went to DeMarco Murray personally, because Murray stays away from all the negativity with the social media and all that, you know. And basically, DeMarco Murray is more, safe, in my opinion. He's the safer pick, in my opinion. And a franchise player comes with leadership, which hasn't really been shown yet. I mean, I'm not trying to say Dez Bryant doesn't have the potential to be a legit, leader. Like, you know how people say, oh, Peyton Manning leads his team, Russell Wilson leads his team. I'm not ready to say Dez Bryant leads his team. I feel like DeMarco Murray kind of has a little bit more, if anything, better leadership skills than Dez Bryant at this point in time. And you got to remember, DeMarco Murray is technically the reason why his team went to the playoffs and actually won the first game in the playoffs. Right. And, helping out Romo with his little bad streak of losing first round playoff games.
Right.
So you gotta put that in the consideration. He rushed for 1,845 yards with 13 TDs, won NFL Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, the guy that's bringing home the medals isn't getting the franchise tag. I don't get it. But the guy that, is getting in trouble off the field every now and again and cost his team a win in the second round of the playoffs, you got to remember that now, because of a rule that he did not know, is getting the franchise tag. I mean, I understand you're going with youth and his potential, but sometimes youth isn't always good.
He's still a rookie. I mean, he just now completed his rookie season, 5-year contract.
Right. Well, Dez isn't that much younger.
He's doing good.
I mean, he's not that much younger than DeMarco Murray.
Because Murray's 27, Dez is 26. So it's
so
not that different. But I think it was a pretty smart move to franchise Dez. You get to lock up your number one receiver for at least another year, which means he's going to be playing really hard to try and get that long contract. He's going to try. Right, he's going to try to stay out of trouble. So
for Tony Romo's sake and the Dallas Cowboys as an organization, hopefully.
And as we've seen, running back isn't as highly valued as it once was.
And that's.
Do you feel like that's what's missing?
I feel like that's bad, personally, but continue on, Felix.
So I feel like Murray's going to soon find out that teams probably won't pay him what he thinks he's worth. Last season, he had almost 400 carries, and he's already 27 years old, and they're saying that once you get 30 as a running back, that's when you
start
start
to
going
lose.
downhill.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
30
You know,
is that
statistics.
scary age in
Yup.
football world.
Right, and
The statistics prove it to be
Yeah.
right too. So I
and
can't argue that.
Murray's only played a full season once in his career, and that was this past season when he had the incentive of trying to woo the Cowboys into signing him for a long contract. To a long contract.
I'm not really a Cowboys fan like that, but as a person that has followed the Cowboys this past NFL season, yeah, he got my vote. He got my vote this season.
Well,
definitely.
as opposed to Dez, he's only missed 5 games in his whole career, and he hasn't missed a start in almost 3 years. So.
But remember now, Dez has also shown a little bit of inconsistency too.
Well,
I'm just
yeah.
saying. Now,
he
DeMarco,
do start off the season kind of, bad, but coming in, coming
Yeah,
around the playoff round, he starts to turn it up a little bit.
I'm not taking that away from him, but what I'm saying is DeMarco Murray has he turned up this season.
Right.
Basically, to sum it all up, he turned up this season
Right,
to another level, to elite running back status, in my opinion. So I feel like maybe next season, we'll see, but he might still be on the same thing.
Right, but even if I feel like that offensive line needs a lot of credit for that.
Most
season.
definitely. Taking nothing from the big guys on the old line.
Right, so I feel like even if DeMarco decides to go to another team, they could probably draft somebody else, or Adrian Peterson might be out there.
I've heard that talk
That's a
before,
good
but
pickup right there.
personally, AP, man, just go ahead and go to the Oakland Raiders.
Here you go.
Just
Don't
team.
Don't do it to yourself.
That's
Don't
my
come to the
team.
Cowboys.
That's my team. I'm just throwing them out there. I'm
What?
a Raider
Wait,
Nation.
Peterson with the Raiders? I don't think that's a good
Nation,
fit for
bleeding
him.
black and silver.
I don't
You
know.
Now,
already know.
black and silver. That don't even look right on Adrian.
I think it do.
I mean, I'm going with Des Bryant. I really hope he do get the long contract deal. Being that he did pass Terrell Owens' franchise record on the team.
For receiving
Yeah,
right?
for a single season record.
Oh, true.
He did have 16 touchdowns, 88 pass catches.
Not taking nothing away from that.
So you got to give the man his credit. He has done his thing, completing his 5th year in his contract and trying to do what he can so he can continue playing for the Cowboys. So
I mean, I'm definitely giving him his credit. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from his credit, but it's just more, to me, it's more of a mental level. Like, the skill is there.
Yeah.
Des Bryant
he still has time to develop.
Yeah,
being
like I
that
said, he has
he's
time
only been
to
in the
develop.
league for 5 years.
Exactly, but I feel like DeMarco Murray, he's already there mentally. Like, he's a lot more mature.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially from what we've seen. So
I get that, but I mean, I feel like Dez is one of those vocal leaders that come few and far between, especially on that Cowboys team. He's the only one when things aren't going as well that's out there yelling at his teammates, telling them like, let's go, trying to motivate them, keep them up.
Tony
high
Romo isn't doing that?
I haven't seen Tony.
Yeah, when have I seen Tony Romo be an actual leader? I mean, I
haven't seen
DeMarco Murray is more like kind of like Ray Lewis, if he's like coming up there as being the leader of that team.
Oh, you mean Dez?
You mean Dez or DeMarco?
No, I really said DeMarco. Like, I'm agreeing with you
Okay.
guys.
Oh.
Being that he is older, look, when Ray Lewis was coming to his retiring, ending his season, he stepped up and was that leader for that team for them to win that Super Bowl that year.
Right.
That's true.
I feel like, and the Cowboys could have had that this season because, I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I don't like the Cowboys, but, they did have a good playoff run, and they could have continued going.
If it wasn't for Des Bryant not knowing the rule book.
Look, we're not going to speak on that. But at the end of the day, there was some leadership there from DeMarco Murray, and we'll see what the Cowboys will do for him.
Hopefully they keep him. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I got a good question. If they don't end up signing DeMarco Murray back, where y'all think he should go?
Oakland Raiders.
You just gonna say everybody to
Oakland Raiders.
Just want everybody to come to Oakland.
Everybody come to Oakland.
Nobody's going to Oakland.
Randy Moss, we'll take you back too. I miss
Jacksonville
you, boy.
has a lot of cap space.
Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston coming to Oakland.
No, you already know that boy staying in Florida. He's going to Tampa Bay. Look, he gonna be in your city, so.
That's true though. That's
so
true.
Just
Y'all funny.
How can you not love us though? All right, that's all we have for today's show. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BCU Sports Corner from Timothy White Jr. and Felix Reyes Jr. and myself, Dominique Williams. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep sports in your corner.
This is our time, and yeah, we gon' shine. You better put your blockers on before you get blind. Wildcats gon' win.